Tilting his head, Bigwig felt one of his ears twitch. I have a feeling that would be best. However, would you be opposed to help? After what happened here, I feel whoever did this might be a bit beyond you and your weeps, Peppermint said, standing from her bow. The veil used the lycanthrovirus to sort of mash them into what was whispered as weeps. I think the story about a wolf in sheep's clothing is derived from past versions of them. Are they not cute? She was murdered, the junior member of the watch shouted as Bigwig and Peppermint began to walk away from the group. How are we supposed to report all of this? No bodies? No evidence? Sighing, Bigwig turned around to face his young charge. Has your personal imager been on this entire time? Looking down at the blinking light, the officer nodded. No malfunctions detected. All footage has been sent to the Watch Hub and other investigative bodies. Good. As for evidence in a body, I intend to follow her until I've found the perpetrators, which I am now assuming are werewolves. But they were all cured. How could they have done this? Funny thing is, some of the werewolves turned out to be pretty nasty people, Bigwig said. If some of them were responsible, then this is more than just a savage, mindless attack. It was calculated, which means we have a genuine mystery on our hands. Right. Look alive, everyone, the young officer said to the others. Fan out. Look for tracks. Sense anything we can do to assist the investigation. No less than 3 to a group. Meet back here in 20 so we can all head back to the watch post together. I'm still me, Uncle, Peppermint said, still with a wisp of a haunting voice. And if I sound happy, it is simply because my Uncle Wiggy and I get to go on an adventure together. Now, I saw your ear tinkle. Who else are we going to see? He chuckled before responding. Blink, and you'll miss her. Behind him, he saw his niece pump her pale arm in victory. I mean, it will be good to see her again after all this time. She laced her arm in her uncle's, and the two walked away into the Park District of Atlas Central. The great city was alive with lights even in the early morning. Despite the horrific happenings, Peppermint Lullaby felt more alive than she had been at the start of the day. Sadly, the memories of her sudden attack and transformation were now lost in a dull haze. Looking over the data, Silent Blink examined every nook of information supplied by Atlas Central Watch. They had spared no time delivering every scrap of the crime scene, save the remaining corpses of the Golden Flock. Her job was to ensure that no crime went cold, but preferring anonymity, she kept herself detached from both the Watch and Wither organizations. There were times Blink wished she could stay holed up in her analysis lab, especially during the day. As a moth, she craved the inner glow of ambient lighting alongside the shadows it helped illuminate. Both kept her in a blanket of security. Combined, she could use the environment to camouflage and vanish. A knock at the door caused her to wrap her dander-filled wings about her shoulders as her antenna twitched at the prospect of visitors. There was, however, no doubt in her mind who had come to seek answers. Come in, Mop Top, and bring the ghost with you. No need to hide her in the hall, as I've already seen the footage. Barely a moment passed before the door to her lab opened, allowing 2 figures entry. Turning in her chair, she looked over to see Captain Bigwig and the recently deceased Peppermint Lullaby. I thought you might want to cement before anything got really in the wind. For the first time, Blink said, in a truly long while, you have perfect timing. Come over here, Lula. No need to hesitate, as I have worked with all sorts of ephemerals before. Shadows, poltergeists, and ghosts. You're most definitely a ghost. Again, Peppermint removed the kitsune mask, hiding her ghostly face. Walking over to Blink, she placed the mask on the table with a degree of hesitation. You think I'm a ghost? Why is that? Ghosts are chosen by the veil to finish something in life, Blink said, tapping the mask with a clawed finger. From all accounts I have seen, your body and an anchoring keepsake merged into a sort of mobile shell. Tell me what you know about the veil. It tends to whisper to ghosts and not to the other two types of registered spooks. Reaching up to her face, Peppermint tapped her chin before nodding. The veil whispered that I can rest when I feel justice has been brought to those that hurt me and my flock. It feels like it is always there, like an embrace just waiting for me to complete an important task, but what if I feel like I have more to do once I finish? Blink walked over to a large computer terminal and tapped a few keys. Upon the screen came images of spectral beings. Most were heroics performing tasks all over the aspects and linked worlds. A few articles popped up showing how long some of the ghosts had chosen to continue following their paths. We mortals are at the beck and call of destiny, Blink said. Once our bodies crumble, the fates have some guardrails up to keep things in balance. However, the weave of destiny, that tapestry the fates guard so fiercely, has paths for many that extend beyond the failings of the shells holding the spirits. Reapers are inside to ensure spirits do not overextend their welcome, but there have been very few instances when one has been forced to guide someone to their next destination by force. And with that, I will see you all in the near future. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.